What is that? That was a super weird hit. I don't know what kind of fish this is. I don't know what this is. I'm baffled. It's fighting really, really weird. It's big, whatever it is, and it's fighting super, super weird. So a couple of weeks ago, I threw together a dish that involved pasta and shrimp, and it was absolutely fantastic. But it got me thinking, you know what I better be really good with? Fish. So I'm heading out today to see if I can catch any. Fishing's been really good here in South Louisiana. It's daytime now, 10 o'clock a.m., but we should have a good hard falling tide. Not a whole lot of wind today. It's warm, unseasonably warm. We really haven't had much of a fall at all. It's been kind of an extension of summer, but the fishing's definitely picked up. Come along with me, let's see what we can find. All right, now I'm on site, deep in the marsh of South Louisiana. Plan is to explore some bayous today. You know, on every fishing trip, you've got elements that are working for you and elements that are working against you. Working for us today, we've got a good hard falling tide, no doubt about it. Definitely like that. We also have a light wind, blowing probably about 7 miles an hour or so. Wish it was a little bit lighter, but it's okay. We're gonna duck into this marsh, we'll be fine. Water looks really good, really good. But what I don't like is water temp. It's 80 degrees. That's just too hot for this time of year. Way too hot. Mid-November, I mean, just so unusual here in South Louisiana to be that warm. We've really not had any cool weather at all. A little bit in October, but not too much. But I'm starting with an ATV crankbait. Really like this color. It's called Purple Nurple. It's a great color. I'm on the hunt for speckled trout and redfish mostly, but I'll take anything that wants to bite. And I'm just gonna hit a bunch of bayous, see if I can find some with some depth. Focus on the mouths. On my last trip, definitely the mouths of these bayous were the key. Man, they were full of fish. This bayou is really small, really more of a ditch. It's 3 feet here on the mouth. No bites on the way in. I also got this candy bug Zimmer swimmer rigged up on a 1/4 ounce death grip jig head. Gonna make some casts with that. See, these fish are hugging to the bottom. If there are any fish in here, may not be. Oh, there's one. Oh, redfish. All right. That didn't take long. I think he's, well, I'm pretty sure he's legal. If we get him in, he'll go great in our recipe. He tattooed it. Oh yeah, real good fish. Might even be too big. Nah, he's perfect. Good eater. Good eater. I tell you what, that Zimmer swimmer is just a fish catcher. Redfish, speckled trout, bass, flounder, everything hits it. And they typically hit it like that, like super angry. Yeah, dude. And this is perfect candy bug water. It's got a little color to it. All right, he's ours. He is ours. All right, beautiful fish. Oh, he was hooked super well. There we go. He's a little on the big side for me, but first fish of the day, he'll go great in our recipe, so I'm gonna keep him. All right, let's hope that's a sign of things to come. This bayou so far has some perfect depth, about 4 feet. It's gonna be deeper in that bend. Probably need to find one with a little more depth to catch some trout, particularly with these high water temps. Typically in the marsh, when water temps are in the 80s, you catch a lot of small trout. You don't catch as many nice sized trout. Been catching a ton of 12 to 13 inch trout this year. Oh, What is that? That was a super weird hit. I don't know what kind of fish this is. I don't know what this is. I'm baffled. It's fighting really, really weird. There he goes. That might be a drum. I don't know. Last time I thought I had a drum, I had a flathead catfish. It's big, whatever it is. And it's fighting super, super weird. We're gonna go chase him. That's all we can do. He's just hugging the bottom. I really am stumped. I'm not keeping this fish, I know that. I just want to see him though. Come on, dude. He's straight down in 3 feet of water, but I can't pick him up. I mean, it's just, look, look at that. He's gonna run again. There he goes. Go ahead, wear yourself out. It's the only way this ends. Loosen that drag just a hair so I don't break that line, because this is a big fish. Unfortunately, he's running right into my bend, which is really where I wanted to focus and fish. But any specks that might be in that bend are gonna be gone when this dude swims through. Getting a good biceps workout. This is one of the weirdest fish I've ever fought. Just cannot pick him up. I mean, I cannot pick him up. It's like he's glued to the bottom. He'll sit there, recover, and then run. I hope it's not an alligator. It's kind of what it feels like. I think it might be an alligator. That's what I'm starting to think. It's like no fish I've ever fought. I really want to see it just to satisfy my curiosity. But I don't want to spend the next hour fighting this thing. I've only hooked one other alligator before, and I did fight it for an hour. I've only personally hooked one alligator. I've been on boats where they've been hooked a number of times. Yeah, and he keeps burping up air. I think it's a gator. Oh, he's so close. I can see my leader. Just can't see him. Let's see if we can see him. Yep, alligator. Alligator. Good night. He's hooked in the tail. All right. Oh, there he goes. Good. All right. That's about the best possible outcome for that. Just cost me a jig head and a bait. Fair trade. All right, done with the gator, retied. Now let's see if we can find some actual fish. No dinosaurs, just fish. Oh, there we go. That's a redfish. All right. That's not a gator, I don't think. I think he's a red. I hope. Yeah, he's fighting like a fish, not like a gator. Oh my goodness, you know what? I think it's the gator again. I think it's the alligator again. I cannot even believe this. What are the chances? I guess I should have moved on. At first I thought he was a red, but now I'm thinking he's an alligator. Reds don't fight like that. Look at that. I think it's my first cast. I have to go back and look at the video, but I think it's my first cast with this jig head. I guess that gator just sat right in one spot. This is not a red. I'm gonna break my line. I don't want to deal with this. If I can break it. There we go. Man, I might need to bail in this bayou. All right, I'm just gonna blaze. I don't want to fish. There's a pond up ahead. I want to fish the edge of that. But I don't want to make any more casts in this area for obvious reasons. I don't know where that dude is gone. And for those who are wondering, alligators are excellent to eat, and they are legal to harvest in Louisiana, but you have to have a tag. And I don't have a tag. And the season it's just a limited season. It's roughly the month of September. So it'd be no option to harvest that guy. Not to mention, I don't have any way to dispatch him. Can't really babysit him in the boat the rest of the day. So all he was to me was a waste of time. And a waste of a couple of baits. Here's my little pond up here. A really good looking little intersection. Maybe there's some fish there, not just alligators. And I don't hook many alligators at all. Like I said, I can only think of one prior to this one that I personally hooked, probably more than that, but only one I can think of. I was on a boat one day with a buddy of mine. He hooked 3 alligators on the same trip. Absolutely incredible. Better chances of getting struck by lightning than that. Of course, now I'll hook 2 today, so I don't know if it's the same one. Probably was, but who knows. All right, let's see if we can get a fish. Gator-free zone. I doubt that pond has very much water. Beautiful crab on the bottom. All right, I'm fishing my way out of Alligator Bayou. I'm gonna throw this ATV again. Try and cover some water quickly. Goodness, that was a really good hit. Flounder! Flounder on my ATV. Oh, goodness. Now, that's kind of good news, bad news. Good news, because I caught a flounder, and I love catching flounder. Bad news is that we're in the middle of a flounder moratorium. They're not legal to keep. This dude's also going to go nuts, and hopefully not put one of these hooks in my leg. I mean, he got both hooks well. This dude was not gonna come off. All right, we got the bait out. That's good. Now we just gotta let him go. Flounder moratorium currently. These guys are not legal to keep. So we gotta let him go. Heartbreaking. Man, he tagged that bait. I always say flounder are my favorite bycatch because I never target, well, that's not true. Can't say that is true. I seldom target flounder. Like today, I'm not necessarily targeting flounder, but I'm always glad to catch one. And I'd say I catch about a dozen a year, mostly in the fall. It seems like you catch a lot more during the moratorium than you do any other time, but I don't mind letting them go. Definitely whatever we can do to get that species, oh, another hit, get that species coming back, because populations were decimated in Louisiana. But they're definitely springboarding back really well. Most people wouldn't think of an ATV as being a flounder bait, but I've caught a number of flounder on this bait. There's a little drain up here. Let's see if I can reach it with this. Oh, first cast. Oh, shoot, I missed him. I think it was, I'm almost sure it was a red. He was solid. Who knows, maybe it was an alligator. There's a fish. Man, he hit me on the initial drop. I'm thinking a red? I don't know. Doesn't feel all that massive. He's not a big red. He might be a small red. Might be a trout. I think he's swimming at me. Either that or he's really... No, there he goes. Now he's starting to fight a little bit. Oh, it's a nice trout. Nice trout. All right, there we go. There we go. About a 15-inch speck. Good keeper fish. Oh, you know why he didn't fight? His mouth was pinned closed by the hook. When they do that, they just do not fight at all. I think because they can't get oxygen. And he also just took a dump on my ice chest. That's good. The meat ought to be nice and clean. Now, the key to that Zimmer swimmer is that tail. And when a fish bites it off like that, do yourself a favor and change it. Don't try and get by just throwing that half a bait. It doesn't work as well, nearly as well. I mean, if you're on every cast action, of course, it's not going to matter. But when you're in search mode, picking away at fish, you want every advantage you can have. Definitely want that tail on there. That guy hit it. Man, he must have saw it falling from heaven. Well, threw in his mouth too. Are you? Yeah, you're a nice trout. You are a nice trout. Hopefully you stayed buttoned up. Oh man, I want to see you. Could be a little red. Could be, yep, little red. That's what he is. Just an absolute bumper crop of these things this year. Little 14, 15-inch reds are everywhere. So often those little reds come up and break the surface. Oh goodness, oh, I missed him. They are like in one spot, and it's like as soon as you hit it, they smoke this bait. That might have been another red because he felt pretty substantial on the hook set. You figure that's a lot of bait for that little red to get in his mouth. So of course you're gonna miss a number of them. How can you not love fishing? Especially when you have access to this. Come out on a beautiful fall afternoon. It's just so awesome. Where else would you rather be? Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty warm today. It's a lot warmer than it should be. I definitely like it about 10 degrees cooler. But hey, at least it's not July. It's not mid-90s. Probably low 80s, maybe mid-80s even. Way too warm for this time of year. Might have worn out our welcome in this spot. Hooked a few fish. Several of them got off, but before I leave, I'm gonna throw a cork in there. Got a Salt Strong Power Prawn on a 16th ounce depth grip under a VersaMax Pro Max. This is my favorite cork by far. This is the cork, by the way, that you can adjust your leader length. That's why this thing is just so valuable. I adjust my leader length all the time. It's so rough in that little cut. The wind's blowing right into it and the water's draining out of it. So it's really turbulent right there. Hard to see a cork. Oh, not hard to see it there. I don't think so, bruh. I don't think so. I don't even need to put him on the tape. He's between 12 and 13. A last year keeper, but not a this year keeper. Appreciate the thought. All right, time to move on, see what else we can find. Before I do, I'm gonna throw this ATV way deep in that cut. Oh, goodness, what is that? Redfish? I think it's a red. I know he stopped that crankbait on a dime. Yeah, he's in that same year class. A little bit bigger than the last one we just caught, but still not big enough. All right, let this guy swim away. Undersized, but I still enjoyed the fight. It's one of the things I love about throwing this ATV is how hard the fish hit it. You never have to wonder, did I get bit? They don't leave any doubt. And I don't just cast and wind it, I fish it with a lot of twitches. I feel like that's super important. I'm just noticing water's pretty where I'm at, but up on that shoreline it's filthy. I guess because this wind's kind of pushing into it, pounding it. So I might need to push into a cut, get into some better water. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, good hit. Oh, he came off. Shoot. Bad luck today, goodness. That felt like a good speckled trout too. Daylight today with water temperatures what they are, you're definitely gonna lose more fish, particularly speckled trout, because they're just kind of hitting the bait to kill it. They're not really feeding. Water temps are too high. I mean, heck, it's 1:30, middle of the day. Hottest part of the day, sunniest part of the day. Oh, what the heck is that? That's a nice trout. Man, did he hit hard. Stay buttoned up there, buddy. Do me a favor, just stay buttoned up. All right, there we go. We'll take him, we'll take him. Oh, dude, you're crapping all over the boat too. What are y'all doing today? The percentage of keeper fish inside is definitely increasing, really by the day. Still running across some throwbacks here and there, but man, a month ago it was 90% throwbacks. Now it's about 50-50. I'm talking about speckled trout. Well, no other bites. I guess we'll push up into this cut and see what we find. Oh goodness, that was a great hit. That's gotta be a red. Oh goodness, you've got to be kidding. What in the world? Oh, he came back, or something came back. That's kind of crazy. He must have had something running with him. This one's not as big though. Yeah, that's one of those little ones. We lost the big one and then this guy came and hit it. We are snake bit today. Snake bit. This is about a 15-incher. Get out there, dude. Get out there and grow. You're lucky you're short, because I'd be eating you. No doubt about it, that little fish was running with that bigger fish. And when that bait fell out of his mouth, he went and ate it. Couldn't believe his good fortune until I set the hook. It's so funny how some days you just lose so many fish. Other days you can't lose a fish. Just depends on how they're hitting. You wouldn't expect them to really be ingesting the bait. 81.5 degree water. It's too hot. Oh, what have we here? Speckled trout, I think. Oh, nice trout, goodness. Oh, dude, don't throw that bait. All right, real nice trout. He threw the bait, but in the boat. Pretty fish, about a 15-incher. It's such a good trout fall. Kind of expected it would be. It's gonna get crazy good once we get some cool weather. Hopefully we don't get icy cold weather. It seems like when we have these warm spells in the fall, it goes from summer to winter. Hopefully we get some mild fronts in November and the rest of November and into December. December fishing can be really good if it's not too cold. So I would encourage you, if you're from Louisiana, to get out and go exploring. Try and avoid the places that everybody fishes and just go find some fish. It's easy right now. Fish are everywhere. Doesn't take a whole lot of inside knowledge or anything like that to find fish. I go exploring on every trip. Well, you gotta make some casts, a lot of fruitless casts, but you get rewarded frequently. Oh, like that. That's a trout. Oh goodness, dude. You're going crazy. Don't throw that hook. Come on, don't throw the hook. It's not even that big. I don't know if he's a keeper, but boy, he tagged it. I don't know, man, he is borderline. And you see, even he came off on the boat. Like, they're just not, they're hitting it hard, believe me, but they're not taking it deep. I don't think you're big enough, bruh. We're gonna measure you. Gotta make sure. This fish, 12 and 7/8. I mean, 12 and 15/16. He was so close. Probably could have twisted and contorted him and got him to stretch, but not worth it. But the great thing about the Louisiana marsh, you can do it on a windy day. I mean, it's a lot easier when the wind's not screaming. And it's not screaming today. It's blowing a little bit, but not crazy bad. But even if it was super windy today, I mean, look at this. Like, totally protected. Oh, well, what's that? You feel like a speck. You feel like a speckled trout. Yep. That's what you are. I think you're a keeper. I think you are a keeper. You're a little bit longer than the one I just caught. Sad for you. Good for me. Yeah, you weren't getting off. You're definitely a keeper. Yeah, he's 14 inches. And word of advice, if you're not from this area and you come down here to fish, or if you are from this area, but you haven't gone into the marsh a whole lot, there's a product you've got to bring with you. You will thank me later. It's called Marsh Romance. It's a gnat repellent. These marshes are full of these little no-see-ums. We call them marsh gnats, but they will make you absolutely miserable. And Marsh Romance is the best product I've found to ward off the marsh gnats. You do have to reapply it every hour or so. If it's warm like today and you're sweating a lot, you probably got to reapply it more often than that. You'll start noticing, I'm starting to get bit again. And you go reapply it and they stay away from you. Oh goodness, what a good hit. I don't think you're gonna make the cut. Man, bigger than I thought. What'd you throw up? Oh, you threw off my tail. Something hit me. I think you're legal. I think you're legal. I'm feeling optimistic. Yes, you're legal. Caught a bunch of fish on that Zimmer swimmer, but now I've lost the tail. So it's coming off. If you want to get some Zimmer swimmers, there's 3 colors I really recommend. This candy bug for water like, oh goodness, man, I got drilled, I missed him. For water like this. Oh, another hit. There's a few fish in there. This water's good, but it's not great. If it were pristine, I'd be throwing that Glass Blast. And if it were more stained than this, I'd be throwing that California 420. So that's the 3 colors I really recommend. You might find you like some other colors better, but to me, if you've got those 3, you got all your bases covered. There's another one. There's another one. I think he's also a barely legal one. I don't know. Now I'm thinking undersized, but we'll see. We'll put him on the tape. Let me see. I gotta make my bet before I measure him. I'm gonna say he's a hair short. 12 and 7/8. Nope, 13 and 1/8. All right, another special day here in the marshes of South Louisiana. I'm gonna bring this trip to a close, but it's not the end of the video. Next time you see me, I'll be in my kitchen. I'm gonna show you how to make that recipe. As I mentioned, I've only made it with shrimp, but man, it just sounds so good to me with fish. I think it's gonna be great, but we'll find out together. All right, welcome to my kitchen. Mrs. Marshman is home. She's actually doing some dishes right now. But let me show you the ingredients that you need to have for this recipe. Really, I think they're all pretty essential. If I come across something that I think you don't need, I'll let you know, but let me show you what we got. All right, first off, we've got sun-dried tomatoes. This is probably the only ingredient you can get by without having, but man, it's a lot better with sun-dried tomatoes, so get them if you can. Also, we've got artichoke hearts. Also, we got capers, definitely an essential ingredient. We've got some Parmesan cheese. We got some bacon. I've already made the bacon, crisped that up already, so that's good to go. We've got some half and half, some white wine, and the main ingredient, the fish. All right, we got a very full stove going, and actually I'm not even complete yet. I'm gonna have to use another one of these burners to make some pasta. But first off, we're gonna go ahead and reduce some wine. Pour that into this cast iron skillet. Just about that much. We gotta get that reduced. We have to turn that heat up to pretty high. And then we're gonna go ahead and start searing off our fish. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and cheat tonight. I'm gonna use this Louisiana Cajun seasoning, Louisiana fish fry Cajun seasoning. Really like this stuff. Sometimes I make my own seasoning. Frequently, that's what I do. Usually, that's what I do. But I'm gonna cheat a little bit tonight. All right, and those of you who are regular viewers, oh look, our wine is definitely bubbling and reduced. I'm gonna turn that down just a hair. Regular viewers know I sear my fish in tallow. Now, I normally buy tallow off of Amazon. I've been making my own lately with brisket fat. And doing that, I kind of render that on the smoker, so it really has a great smoky smell and taste. It is, man, it's just so good. But believe me, you can use regular tallow or whatever, you know, if you use oil, whatever you use to sear your fish. All right, we've got 5 trout fillets in there. I can tell you trout's really not the best fish for searing. It turns out really tasty, but it does tend to fall apart. It's a very, very tender fish. But I don't really care for this dish, it doesn't matter. All right, our wine's reduced enough. I'm gonna go ahead and add now some half and half. This right here, how much is this? It's a quart. A quarter half and half. Let's see how much we add. Probably added about half a quart. We're gonna go ahead and reduce that as well. All right, we're gonna take our fish out. You can see I got a decent sear. Not the best ever, but probably be better in the second batch. So I debated making this tonight with heavy whipping cream, but the first time I made it, I had half and half. That's what I had in the fridge. And it turned out so good. Like, I don't want to mess with this recipe. It'd probably be really good with heavy whipping cream as well. But the key with this half and half, or if you were to use heavy whipping cream, obviously you got to stir it a lot. You want to try and keep it from curdling. And you basically want to reduce your half and half by about half. Half and half by about half. You want to cook out a lot of that water that's in there so it gets nice and thick. But not too thick. Definitely better sear on this batch. I got a pot of water boiling here. That's gonna be for my pasta. Go ahead and get that rolling in a second. We got all our fish off. This is a pretty involved recipe. We got a lot of stuff going on at once. Definitely gotta not forget to stir this cream, or half and half. It's reducing pretty good. We're getting there. All right, our half and half is getting nice and reduced. It's really close. I'm gonna go ahead and add some Parmesan cheese to it. This will help thicken it up some more. Some people say you shouldn't ever combine cheese and fish, but I feel Parmesan cheese and fish go really, really well together. As you might imagine, it smells really good. All right, it's getting really nice and thick. We're really close now. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the fire, add some salt and pepper. All right, I get these artichokes from Costco, and they come in quarters and halves. But really, I like to cut the quarters even in half to get them down to about an eighth. You don't want a big old quarter of an artichoke. You see some of them are half like that. We're gonna cut these up a good bit. Oh, I forgot one other thing we need. I knew I would. And that's black olives. I got this can already open from the other day, so I'm gonna go ahead and use those. Hopefully you like artichoke hearts. I mean, it's such an important ingredient in this recipe, just so good. All right, I also like to cut the black olives in half. This, by the way, is my prison rodeo cutting board. Got this from the guy who was in Angola at the prison rodeo. Angola is a local penitentiary here in South Louisiana for like the most hardened criminals. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put these in our cream sauce. Mix all that in. Oh, boy, does that look good. All right, only 2 more ingredients. We're gonna put in some capers. Just fantastic. Capers are just one of my favorite things to use in recipes because they just taste so good. Go so well with fish too. And last but not least, well, maybe least, you get away without these. And that's the sun-dried tomatoes. I like a lot of those. I'm gonna cut them up a little bit though. Sun-dried tomatoes kind of add a little bit of sweetness, kind of a combo, like acid and sweetness. I love them. Now I debated how I wanted to serve this. Normally I mix the shrimp back in here and then just mix all the pasta in, just kind of make it all into one dish. But that's not really gonna be great with the presentation on the fish. So I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna ladle this on top of the fish. This is gonna be good. Just looking at it here, it's gonna be really good. You hungry?
Yeah.
Almost ready.
Smells delicious.
It should be delicious. All right, here we go. This is Mrs. Marshman's. She doesn't eat a lot, so I'm only gonna give her 2 pieces of fish. We'll put our concoction, our cream sauce concoction over this. You gotta have something green at every meal, so it's a little broccoli. All right, this is Mrs. Marshman's. Now I gotta make mine. Can't wait to try this. I'll take a much more substantial portion because I'm a pig. Oh, I forgot a key ingredient. I'm glad you didn't eat yours yet. Forgot a key ingredient. Let me get it though. This is why I made this ahead of time.
It looks too pretty to eat.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be tasting even better. So you gotta top this with bacon. Like, that's so important. Now we're ready to eat. Let's see how it is. Mrs. Marshman took the first bite. How was it?
Delicious.
Better than with the shrimp, or about comparable? Be honest.
About the same.
About the same. All right, well, that's good because it's great with the shrimp.
But you didn't have the sun-dried tomatoes with the shrimp.
You're right. Yeah, last time I made this, I did not have the sun-dried tomatoes. Obviously different than with the shrimp because it's fish, but it's fresh speckled trout and it tastes fantastic. I mean, think of the ingredients in here. Everything is good and it all goes very, very well together. Perfect. Make this dish. You will not regret it and you'll impress all your friends. Or better yet, don't even share with them. Just eat it all yourself. So good. All right, it's a cold and windy December day, but the speckled trout fishing has been so good in South Louisiana that I'm pushing my luck to try and catch some today. I just got on site. The water's gorgeous. Definitely like my chances. Come along with me. Let's see what we can do. All right, as you can see, I'm at the rocks in the Mississippi River Gulf Outlet. I'm gonna start this morning with a Fish Lab Bio Minnow. Sometimes you can catch some really nice trout along these rocks. I really like water temps in the 50s. Water temp right now, as you can see, is 61.6. So it's a little higher than that, but they should still bite, particularly with this cloud cover. It's just a matter of finding them. And fishing these rocks, there's really no rhyme or reason as to where the fish are. You just gotta pick a stretch, fish it, and if you find some fish, run back and fish that same stretch. And every day is different. Every day is different. Where you find them one day, they're probably not going to be the next. And you can catch some real gorillas doing this, at least by South Louisiana standards. My last trip, my buddy Justin Bowles came along with me, and he caught a 4.5 pounder, which is pretty big for us. Now, I've caught them up to 6 pounds doing this. Oh, there we go. That didn't take long. That feels like a decent fish. Oh, I lost him. Shoot. Oh, that stinks. That was a good hit. That was maybe my 3rd cast or so. Wind right now is upper teens blowing out of the north. We had a front come through last night, and sometimes, man, that just provides the best action in the MRGO. There's one. He's not as big as the one I lost. But he'll be a good eater. Look at that, a white trout. I don't know if I've ever caught a white trout on a jerkbait doing this. It's a good white trout too. He'll be good to eat. All right, I've covered a pretty good stretch of these rocks, so not a whole lot to show for it. One white trout. I also had 2 fish hooked up that I think were probably specks that pulled the hooks, but that's it. A little bit surprised. Of course, you never know. Are there no fish on the stretch I picked? Do they not want this particular bait today? Or is something else at play? You never really know. Some days these fish are more on the points. Some days they're more in the pockets. The area that I've been fishing has been more shallow, and I've just now gotten into a stretch where this close to the shore, it's 10 feet. So I'm gonna make a little bit of a run here just to see if that makes a difference. Sometimes it really does. But if nothing here, I'll just run and find a different stretch of rocks. I really want to cling to this side because of the direction of the wind. This is more of a lee than the other side. And that wind, as I mentioned, is pretty potent. Oh, there's a good hit. All right, so we're in that deeper water. It didn't take long to get bit, so that's good. That could be a good sign. It's a real good trout, real good trout. About an 18-incher or so. It's about the biggest I'll keep. Definitely a healthy trout. He'll go in the box. Now, you generally want to make repeated casts in an area where you catch a fish. A lot of times they're lone rangers, but sometimes you can sit there and catch 4 or 5 fish. Most days, the pauses are absolutely critical in this style of fishing. This biominnow is neutrally buoyant. It rises slightly, but you can imagine those fish just sitting there staring at it, waiting for it to do something. They often hit it on that dead pause or right when you first twitch it. I used to fish shadow wraps and X-wraps doing this, and a bunch of mirror lips, mirror lure product. That's what my buddy Justin threw on our last trip. He did really well with that. He definitely caught noticeably bigger fish than I did, but I've caught some really big ones on this as well. I think it all just depends on the day. I can't pass this up while it's happening, but I'm really looking forward today to spending some time in the marsh, particularly if this cloud cover sticks around. I think the action inside the marsh is going to be crazy today. The trout won't be as big there, but they should be plentiful. All right, this was definitely slower than I anticipated, for sure. I thought we'd do really well with this pattern today, but hey, you never know. Some days they just don't bite it, and you just don't know why. So I'm gonna go run into the marsh and see what we can find in there. With this hard overcast, everything should be biting in the marsh. Of course, you never know. I thought we'd do well doing this, so who knows? Gotta go to know. All right, back in a sec. All right, let's see if the marsh fish want to cooperate a little bit better. I'm going with this Candy Bug Zimmer Swimmer on a 1/4 ounce death grip jig head. Water is perfect. Water is perfect. Oh, there's a fish. That's not a big speckled trout. Got a few bites right there. It must be from little guys like this. There's a little nothing bayou I'm in, but it's got some good depth. You can see it's 6 feet right here. Could run across some specks, reds, bass, flounder, anything. Oh, there's a fish. That's a speckled trout. I think he's a keeper. Oh, well, he's not a keeper. He would have been. He would have been. Didn't get a good hook set. He just kind of loaded up on the... Oh, there's another one. Shoot. Oh, that was a good hit. That was a good hit. Oh, my goodness. Oh, some days be like that. Oh, there's one. That fish feels weird. Might be a little foul hooked. He is indeed. Yep, not even a keeper. Chicks dig scars, he'll be fine. That fish hit me on the way in, and he's a nice trout too. And I've watched that fish come up and hit this bait. Just awesome. Beautiful marsh speckled trout. I've come to a deep water bayou. I'm throw this 3/8 ounce death grip with a limbo slice matrix shad. As you can see, it's 16 feet deep in here. We got this good falling tide. I'm hoping some shrimp are going to be moving along the bottom of this bayou. And if there are shrimp there, there will be trout there. Oh, there's a fish. There we go. It doesn't feel too big. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, there's a fish. There we go. I think he's a keeper. I don't know. I'm going to check him. I think he's over 13. Pretty sure. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. No, yeah, he's 13 and a half. Seems like there's a bunch of fish down there. They just don't seem to be very big. I'm getting hits on almost every cast. Like that one. Man, if every hit was a fish, I'd have my limit. They're just bumping the bait to kill it. Oh, goodness. Oh, that one got it. Oh, I lost him. There we go. There's one with a boat coming. Bad timing. That's a keeper. Yeah, we'll try and look as bored as possible. Missed one. Oh, there's another one. That's definitely a keeper. Oh yeah, real good trout. I'm gonna leave him there too. That fish was right under the boat. Oh, there's one. Right on the boat again. Another keeper. There's another one. Not a big one. Possibly big enough. I don't know. We're gonna check him. Nope, not big enough. Oh, there we go. All right, I think you're gonna make the cut, dude. I think you're gonna make the cut, but I'm not sure. We're gonna check you. He did not. He did not. All right, I just found this in the bottom of my boat. A shrimp tail. That tells you what those trout are eating. Most of the shrimp have left the marsh, but there's obviously a few left. Saw a ton of birds riding out this morning. So that tells you with each passing front, more and more shrimp are leaving the marsh. And that's why these fish are in this bayou for sure. All right, this school appears to have shifted. Can't get a bite. I have to get in bites on pretty much every cast. I got a boat behind me, a boat in front of me, so I'm not gonna really adjust. I think I'm just gonna go find some other fish. Made a lot of fruitless casts in here. Gonna make one more, because you know you gotta let the fish know. Nothing on this one. I'm gonna head on. All right, that trout bite inexplicably stopped. I think I could have explored that bayou and found another school for sure, but I had those two boats kind of boxing me in. Don't want to mess those guys up. So now I've pushed into a different marsh area. Let's see what I can find in here. Water's absolutely gorgeous. But with this cloud deck, I'm gonna throw this candy bug, Zimmer swimmer, 1/4 ounce death grip jig head. Hoping to catch a bass or two in addition to some speckled trout. No bass yet today. It's really good conditions for it. Water in here is 61.9 degrees. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Really for bass and specks. Oh, there we go. There's a speckled trout. Going crazy. He does not like the fact that he got fooled. And it's definitely a keeper. Definitely a keeper. About a 14-inch fish. Oh, one hit me real close to the boat. I missed him. Wrecked my Zimmer swimmer. But I got plenty more. Oh, there's a fish. Another speckled trout. I think another keeper too. Yeah, I'm pretty confident he's another keeper. These fish, man, they're just everywhere this year. So great to see. You know, we had some really lean trout years. It caused the state to change the regs. I don't know. This guy might be too little. Man, he's super close. We're gonna let him go. Just great to see how much they've rebounded. And part of the reason for that rebound is the change in limits. We're now a year into those changes. So more and more fish are getting to survive. Oh, there we go. Is that another trout? I think it is. Yeah, it's a nice trout. Dude. Oh, it's a red. That's why. It's a redfish. Been catching a ton of these. Just an absolute ton of these. Now this one's a little bit smaller than the ones I've been catching, but he's tag worthy. Oh, there we go. That's a bass, I bet. That is a bass. Yep. Oh goodness, he's going crazy. Beautiful bass. Beautiful marsh, largemouth bass. Look at this guy. There he is. Bass. I don't know if he's a bass or a trout. It's a really nice bass. Going crazy. All right, we got him. Just hoping to run across some bass, and we have. Oh, there we go. It's another bass. He really thumped it. All right, there we go. Not as big as the others, but I'm glad to have him. Oh, there's another one. Oh, another bass. All right. Not surprising me at all. We're catching some of these with these conditions today. And the good news, man, these things are going to be biting for the next several weeks. Really, the next 2 or 3 months. It's going to be fantastic. Oh, there's another one. Is that a trout or a red? That might be a red. Might be a bass. Yeah, it's a bass. Goodness, man, he crunched it. He absolutely crunched it. Now, I am keeping these fish, and if you're from out of town, that might offend you, but these marsh bass don't get very big, and they tend to get wiped out by hurricanes and stuff like that. They spring back very, very quickly, as they have this year, because there weren't a whole lot around last year. And they're very, very, very good to eat. There's another one. Another one. Oh, goodness. They're all in that little trenasse mouth. That's a beautiful one. Look at the stripes. Look at this guy. And these marsh bass eat shrimp and crab, so they taste a lot better than inland bass. They're really, really good to eat. I love them. I really, really like speckled trout, but to be honest, I like these marsh bass even better as far as eating goes. As far as catching goes, it's probably a tie. Really love them both. And if you're from out of town and you've never seen this Zimmer swimmer, give it a try. It is a fish producer. Whether you fish inland or fish the marsh, they just love it. There we go. What is that? I think it's another bass. It might be a red or a good bass. Oh yeah, it's a good bass. It's just so good right now. It is just so good. The bass fishing is just off the charts. So the grass has really rebounded in this area. Even still, I'm throwing this Zimmer swimmer on an exposed hook because the grass edges are real defined. And so, you know, this low falling tide, the grass is matted along the shorelines, and you just kind of throw to the edge of it, and that's where those bass hang out. This is just like a little pass draining a pond. Not all that impressive looking, just kind of like 3 feet deep here in the middle. Oh, shoot. Right next to the boat. Oh, there we go. I don't know. I'm guessing a bass. Oh, a red? Yeah, it's a red. It's a redfish. There we go. It's a nice red. I tell you what, it's amazing how different these guys fight this time of year. Because we got him right in. That's a big red. All right, this dude, definitely big enough to keep, but I got plenty of fish. I'm gonna go ahead and let him go. So if you fish these Zimmer swimmers and that tail comes off, take the bait off, switch it out. Just not worth it. That tail is key to this bait's productivity. Yeah, that red, for the size he was, came right in. Water temp in the low 60s. They just fight a lot different than water temp, say 80 degrees. That's when they never give up. What a beautiful day this has turned out to be. This wind will blow every now and then, but man, I mean, you can see, like, look at this. Almost flat calm. I'm betting we're gonna get shallow in this pond here, but I do still see a defined grass edge. And something's chasing some bait. Look at that. We got a bait for him. There we go. It's another bass. Goodness, the fishing is just crazy. It's just crazy. It's just so good. Let that guy go. So I swore I was only going to fish till 1 o'clock. Right now it's 12:46. I don't have much longer to go, unfortunately. Because the action is just fantastic. Type of day you hate to go home. Really comfortable temps. I finally had to shed the coat. Just perfect day. I love fishing when it's overcast. Love it. Now, if you live down here, or if you want to come fish, oh shoot, if you want to come fish down here, don't sleep on that jerkbait bite on the rocks in MRGO. It kind of didn't work out for us today, and I'm not really sure why. Caught a few, but nothing like I felt like we should have, given the conditions. But, you know, some days just inexplicably, the fish don't do what you expect them to do. But right now, the fishing is so good in this marsh, you always got this as a backup. And really, we could have jigged fish in the MRGO. I'm positive about that. But I'd rather come into the marsh and get the variety with the specks, reds, and bass. Now, I'm a marsh fisherman. It's what I love. This is where I love to be. It's my favorite place. Always something biting in the marsh. Fish are generally not as big. You know, if you're talking speckled trout, they're not as big in the marsh as they are in, you know, like the MRGO or Lake Pontchartrain or Lake Bourne, some of these bigger lakes. But they're plentiful and you got great variety. And it's a lot of fun. And heck, most of the big fish I catch I release anyway. Oh, there we go. Oh, I knew it. I got such a bad hook set. He threw it. He threw it. He hit me at the, oh, shoot. He hit me at the top of my pop. Oh, look at that. First cast with the glass blast. All right. Guess I should have been throwing that. But they bit the candy bug as well, so who knows. Oh, so awesome. I just picked this up just to see if they'd hit it. First cast, they hit it. Oh, second cast, they hit it. I think that's a red. He definitely thumped it. Yep, it's a red. I'm out of tag, so this dude just gets to swim away. I can't wait to catch all these guys in the spring because they're all going to be legal. There's a million of them around. All right, it's 1:09. I guess I'm a liar. I'm 9 minutes late. So I really got to run. What a spectacular, beautiful, incredible day. All right, I use Grok, the Twitter AI, well, X AI, for lots of different things in my work, but this is the first time I've ever used it for this. I asked Grok the other day to give me a recommendation on a cream sauce I could make to put over fish, and actually the first thing it suggested sounded really, really good, so I'm gonna go ahead and make it tonight. I've never made it before, so we'll get to try this together, but based on the ingredients, I think it's gonna be pretty good. Let me show you what we got. All right, first off, got some heavy whipping cream, and we got some seafood seasoning, then some dry dillweed. You could use fresh according to the recipe. I've got some dried, that's what I'm gonna use. Got a couple of lemons, and this is the only variation I'm making on the recipe. I am adding a little bit of hot sauce because I like just a tiny amount of kick. Then I got the main ingredient, the fish. Got those encased in ice. That's how I store them in my refrigerator. They last up to 2 weeks this way. Sealed, of course, in a Ziploc bag. All right, first things first, we gotta get this cream rolling. Go ahead and shake it up. Recipe calls for 1 cup. I'm gonna probably make a little more than that. And it's heavy whipping cream, so it is already pretty thick. It's not half and half, but we do need to reduce this somewhat. Now I'm gonna do this according to the recipe. Literally the only change I'm gonna make is adding that little bit of hot sauce. I just like that as a balance to the sweetness of the cream. But I'm gonna do what it says exactly. It says warm the cream in a saucepan over medium heat. Pour in the heavy whipping cream, let it heat until it just begins to simmer. Do not let it boil. Okay. After that, we're gonna add our lemon juice. All right, as you can see, I got the cream over low heat. And I got my cast iron skillet cranked up pretty good. I want this to get nice and hot. Go ahead and get my fish ready. I've taken out 8 fillets. It's only Mrs. Marshman and me who are eating tonight. I'm gonna season those up with this Louisiana fish fry Cajun seasoning. I really like this stuff. Often I just kind of make my own seasoning, but it's nice to switch things up every now and then. Put a pretty generous portion on there. All right, we're definitely simmering here on our cream. This is the bad thing about following recipes. I always forget what they say. I'm not a great recipe follower, but let's see. All right, so now we add the lemon juice because it's simmering. I'd kind of let it reduce first, but we're gonna follow the directions. I'm just gonna squeeze in some lemon. I'm not really gonna measure it. What did it call for? It called for 2 tablespoons. Okay, that's a pretty significant amount of lemon juice. This should be really tasty. Go ahead and mix that in. All right, I want this pretty lemony. I want to make sure I don't skimp on the lemon, so I'm going to add the juice, the full juice of 1 lemon. I'm going to stir that in. Ooh, boy, that smells good. Lemon and cream, right? All right, it's telling us to add in the dill, but first I'm going to get our fish going. Now, you know, I use tallow to sear my fish. I've been making my own tallow. Been doing a lot of briskets lately, so I've just been rendering the fat and making my own tallow. It's really good on the smoker. It kind of infuses a smoke flavor to all the fish you cook. I really love it. I can already smell that smoke. All right, the recipe, and I'll try and remember to put the recipe into the video description so you can have it to use. But it calls for 1 teaspoon of dried dill per cup of milk, of cream. We've got probably 2 cups. So I'm gonna add twice that amount, so two teaspoons. Let's go ahead and shake it in. Now the recipe does say you do have to kind of incorporate the dill. It takes it a little while to, I guess, heat up. And it also said garlic is optional for this recipe. I'm not gonna add garlic. I am gonna add some hot sauce, however. Not a ton, just a few drops. Boy, does that smell good. It also calls for some salt and pepper, of course. We'll put that in. And then the recipe says to let that simmer for 5 minutes, and then it'll be ready. Question is, are our fish ready? They're looking like they're pretty close. All right, got an okay sear. Done better, but definitely done worse. I know from experience you've got to stir this cream during this 5-minute simmering process. I don't think I've ever combined lemon and dill. I've combined lemon and basil, They go well together, very well together. This will be a little bit different flavor. I've never thought of mixing lemon and dill, and it does smell good.
Oh, lemon and dill is definitely a thing.
Yeah, I would think lemon and basil would be better. I mean, I've done that before, but it smells good. All right, I got some broccoli and carrots, a couple of pieces of fish. Oh, you know what? I need to add a little bit of zest to this. I forgot about that. I'm gonna use these rinds from the lemon that I already squeezed in there. Just get a little bit of zest with this microplane. This probably is not necessary, but definitely a stronger lemon taste than just the juice. All right, there we go. All right, the cream seems a little thin to me, but not bad. Actually, not bad at all. I probably would have made it just a little bit thicker, but wanted to follow the recipe to the T. All right, give me an honest assessment how grok did. Definitely looks good.
Very good.
Is it lemony enough? Like, can you taste the lemon? Sure.
Lemon.
Do you think basil will be better than dill?
No, I like the dill.
You like the dill? Okay, well, that's good to know. All right, here we go. How's that look? Mrs. Marshman suggested putting the cream sauce on the veggies, so I did that as well. I can't imagine this isn't gonna be great. Is it restaurant quality? We'll see. It looks very hot. Yeah, I agree with Mrs. Marshman. It's very, very good with the dill. Real unique taste, outstanding. My compliments to grok. Grok could be my sous chef anytime. Delicious. All right, in a recent episode of Marshman Masson, you saw me come into these protected canals on the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain, specifically the Eden Isles community, and catch just a ton of white trout. Well, I'm back again to see if we can catch some more of these fish. So I'm gonna show you my fish taco recipe. This is how I've been making fish tacos lately, and it is perfect, delicious. You will definitely want to do this. Stay tuned. All right, this is a bait that worked for me so well my last trip. It's a limbo sliced matrix shad on a 3/8 ounce death grip jig head. Let's see if that's what they want today. We'll see if we can locate the fish jigging. If not, we might drag some baits through here, just trolling. See if we can figure out where they're located. Oh, there's a fish. First hit of the morning. See what size he is. The fish in the last video were really, really nice. Yeah, I mean, it's a good fish. It's a good solid keeper. It'll be good in our fish tacos. See if it was a school or a fluke. Oh, another hit. Missed him. Come on, we'll miss you again. Maybe I will. Oh, goodness. There he is. Didn't miss him that time. Feels pretty decent. Yeah, good fish. Good fish. Not the size of the ones I was catching the other day, but not bad. Fish tacoable. There he is. Lost him. I gotta remember, you really gotta slow down your retrieve after you hook these fish. These white trout have such tender mouths. They're really great. They're masters at pulling free. I'm fishing a medium power rod with a fast tip. It's definitely overkill. Good thing with, oh man, good thing with this setup, you can really feel those subtle hits. This is a Akuma tournament concept. Goodness. But once you hook them, you do lose some fish. I mean, I should probably be throwing a medium light, and probably some light line would be better than this 30-pound soft steel braid. Goodness, I'm getting tattooed. There he is. Oh shoot, lost another one. And another one. Oh, that feels like a decent fish. He's definitely furious. Oh yeah, real good. Oh man, real good white trout. Look at this guy. That might be a 2-pound white trout. That's a beast. That is a beast. Look at that. Yeah, he was hooked very well. Can't even get the hook out. There we go. Whew, man, that's a big white trout. Oh, that was close. Everything in this boat is soaking wet. Real heavy mist today. It's kind of fogging up. It's supposed to be sunny and windy. That's why I came in here. I really could have gone anywhere with this weather, but this is hard to pass up. This is so easy. Man, it's just carpeted with white trout. This doesn't feel as big as the one we just caught. But we don't need many for fish tacos. These will work perfectly. Try not to fall, Todd. Stay on top of your feet. Oh, goodness. Just how many do you want to catch? How many do you want to catch? Not a giant fish, but these are really, really good to eat. And they're not nearly as hard to clean as people claim they are. And if you don't freeze them, the meat does really well. And I don't ever freeze fish, ever. So I don't really care how well they freeze. And here comes our wind. I knew it would come. Well, there we go. That feels like a good one. That feels like a really good one. Oh yeah, good trout. Good white trout. You see the sores on the bellies of these fish. Good indication that they're hugging the bottom. Definitely not getting any bites suspended. You gotta be on the bottom. All right, I don't need very many more for our fish tacos. I think I am gonna have Joel over to be the taste tester. If you're not a regular viewer, Joel is my son. Used to fish with me all the time, but he graduated college, got a big boy job, and now he just has to watch Marshman Masson videos. There's our wind. I knew it was gonna blow. Right in my face. Believe it or not, I made a cast and did not get a bite. Man, I was fixing my camera. This fish smoked me. Feels like a decent fish. Oh yeah, good whitey. All right, ooh, lucky to get him. All right, all we need is one more for our fish tacos. Hopefully it comes on this cast. I know I could sit here and just wipe these fish out, but I don't really want to do that. Just gonna catch enough. Oh, goodness. Man, that one pulled a little drag. Whew, that wind's gotten crazy. I hope I get to see this fish. He smacked me. Oh my goodness, beautiful white trout. All right. Look how big this fish is, look at this. Man, I wish they all hit it this deep, but never lose a fish. Look how thick. Look how thick this fish is. Two beautiful fillets, and he's the last one. That's all we needed. All right, just a crazy morning of fishing, just fantastic. So much fun. Even in extreme conditions like we now have today, you can catch plenty of fish this time of year in South Louisiana. Just got to get in these protected canals, explore, make a lot of casts, and figure out where these fish are. This was a lot of fun, but eating them's gonna be even more fun. Next time you see me, I'll be in my kitchen. All right, now here we are in my kitchen. My son Joel is here, helping me to shoot this. So I'm gonna show you the ingredients you need for the fish tacos. You probably will have to go to the store. It's nothing that you probably have in your fridge already, but it's worth it to make a trip to the grocery to get this stuff. So let me show you what we got. We got a bag just of Dole Classic Coleslaw. This is available at most grocery stores. Got some Daisy sour cream, some Blue Plate mayo, and this is Chipotle sauce. Actually, what I mostly use is adobo. It's smoked chipotle peppers in kind of a sauce. Sometimes I use this, sometimes I use that, just depends. This is really, really good stuff, so is that. That is really spicy. It's definitely spicier than this. Today I just decided to go with this. So 50-50, whatever you like. And then we've also got cilantro. This is not essential, but Cilantro makes everything better. It's kind of like crab meat and bacon. Put cilantro in this. It'll make it a whole lot better than if you don't use cilantro. All right, as is typical, I really never measure anything, just kind of go off a feel. We're gonna start off with the sour cream. We kind of want to get about 1-to-1 sour cream and mayo. About that much sour cream. And then equal parts mayo, about yay. Maybe a little more. That's enough mayo. Now cilantro, obviously you want to wash it. I use a lot of cilantro when I cook. First thing I do when I get it home is I wash it, so this is already washed. Just gonna cut some off the top. I really like cilantro, so I use a lot. Then we're gonna use our chipotle sauce. And you just kind of do this to taste. About that much to start. I may end up adding a little more. Mix all this up. It's really good, but I think I want a little bit more. About like that. Now I'll warn you, if you use those chipotle peppers in adobo, taste it frequently because the stuff is really, really spicy. If you don't like a whole lot of spice, you want to really take it easy on that stuff. That is delicious. Only thing it needs is salt and pepper. All right, put some salt in there. A little bit of fresh cracked black pepper. Oh my goodness. You have no idea how good that is. I wish I could tell you. Joel, taste that. Tell me how good that is.
That's so good. It's delicious.
So Joel and I both washed our hands before we started doing this, so obviously our hands are clean. All right, next step, we're gonna put our coleslaw in there. Put the whole bag. Mix that all up. All right, that's it for that. I do that first before I even cook my fish, and I stick it in the fridge just so it stays cold. I promise you this is gonna be like, this is the absolute key to this dish, is this slaw, so make it right. All right, I'm gonna put these on my smoker, on my Traeger. All right, so I like to set this thing to its highest possible temperature, which for this Traeger is 450. So that's where I set it. We're gonna let it preheat and then come back and put our fish on, but first we gotta get them ready. I like to put these on a foil boat. White trout are not very dense, so they kind of break apart. You can't put them directly on the grill, so you put them on this foil boat to kind of hold them together. So I'm just folding up the sides to hold all of the oil in. That's our foil boat. We're gonna cover it with avocado oil. You can also use olive oil. I don't like using like Mazola, corn oil, all that type of stuff. Olive oil or avocado oil is definitely the best. You gotta put a pretty dense layer so your fish don't stick. It takes a good amount of oil. Now I'll tell you this, there's any number of ways you can prepare the fish for fish tacos. If you like fried fish, you can definitely fry them. Actually, those are the most delicious way to make them, no doubt about it. But this way is really, really close. Obviously healthier than frying the fish. That's the route I like to take, but if you're a fried fish person, go ahead and fry them. All right, here's our fillets. You definitely always want to put these skin side down. Obviously the skin is cut off of these. You don't want to put them belly side down because then they tend to curl. You want to put them skin side down. All right, I'm gonna end up doing 2 batches, but I'll show you what I do to these. Just some cracked black pepper. And some kosher salt. If you don't have this, you can use table salt. Kosher salt is so much better. Definitely stock this in your pantry. Keep it in there and use it often. I use it absolutely all the time. Just sprinkle it in your hand and use your other hand to scatter it on the fish. So much better than table salt. It's far more coarse and it's just kind of crunchy. It's like biting into a pretzel with coarse salt on it rather than just table salt. Way better. Now, salt and pepper is fine. You can get by with just that. I also like to use some onion powder and a little bit of chili powder. All right, here's the fish on the foil boat. They're gonna go onto the Traeger. Now, if you just have a standard grill, it works perfectly fine. Just get it hot. You want to cook these fish really, really quickly. It can take about, I'm going to say 8 or 9 minutes. That's it. That's all it takes. All right, there we go. We're done. And you can tell we're done by the fact that this fish flakes when you push it. It doesn't hold together. What we can do now is take our sheet pan, slide it under our fish, bring it inside. We'll come back and get those in just a second. All right, we got some corn tortillas here. Different taste substantially from the flour tortillas. I like these a lot better. Not everybody does. Some people prefer the flour. But I started my cast iron skillet a few minutes ago. Got it nice and warm. Throw a couple of these in there. Now, Joel spends all his time holding the camera, but the advantage for him is that he gets to be the first one to taste these. So they're gonna be ready in just a second. He's gonna be eating some fish tacos. Turn this up a little bit. Get our corn tortillas warm. Let me get a plate. That's good enough. Good enough for Joel. Get a fish fillet. As you can tell, they're falling apart. Super tender, that's why you gotta put them on that foil boat. Doesn't matter for the fish tacos. Presentation is not important, obviously. All right, throw some slaw in there. All right, now I'm gonna man the camera, and Joel's gonna sample our fish tacos. So Joel, I know you've had these before, I know you love them. You gotta tell me if these compare.
That's delicious. Fish is perfectly cooked, and the slaw makes the taco. Very good. Delicious.
All right, I just launched at Bayou Liberty Marina. It is an absolutely spectacular day. Dead slick, flag calm, no wind at all. The plan today is to head down to the Trestles, the train bridge that crosses Eastern Lake Pontchartrain. It's a little bit early to be hitting that, but I'm hoping some speckled trout have showed up and that they're gonna be nice size. We'll find out. Come along with me, let's see. All right, I'm here on site at the Trestle. You can see it there. Super sketchy run getting here, really foggy. Kind of broke once I got here, but you can look out this way and see how foggy it is. I got a falling tide. It's the end of the fall. Water was super low on Bayou Liberty. So I'm really kind of fishing against conventional wisdom. I'm fishing the upcurrent side, but I'm just gonna give this a few minutes, see if I can catch anything. If not, I'll go to the other side. But I'm starting with this California 420 Zimmer swimmer on a 3/8 ounce death grip jig head. I just know that this combo catches some really nice fish at this bridge. It's quite possible there are no fish at this bridge yet. There's only one way to find out. Water temp is 57 degrees. That's definitely a positive. All right, no bites on the upcurrent side. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the downcurrent side. There we go. Oh, I missed him. That was a really good hit. That's a good sign. Well, shoot. Hate to miss the first fish of the day. There we go. Didn't miss him. Pretty much the same spot. Good trout. Oh, shoot. Well, we did miss him, but that was a really good trout. I would have thrown him back anyway. Well, that's a good sign. So the company Salt Strong, I've used their power prawn a good bit. I use it a ton in the fall. They've got a free service where you kind of analyze your whole fishing day. It's got an incredible amount of information on it. I've been kind of using it a little bit lately. They've got like a strike score that averages everything together and gives you a number on a 10 scale for like how good the fishing should be that day. It's also got the majors and the minors. It's got the tide chart, got the wind forecast, hourly, all that stuff. Basically everything you could possibly want, right, all in one location. And it's free. It's available to anybody. It's completely free. I think you get up to 3 days for free. You have to subscribe if you want you know, to see a longer period. But I checked it this morning, and it had the major like before dawn. So like we're on the tail end of the major now. And then fishing's supposed to like kind of deteriorate till about 10 o'clock and then start picking back up to the minor. And that's something historically I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to, but some guys I really respect pay a whole lot of attention to that. So it's probably to my detriment that I haven't paid attention to it. But I've kind of vowed to start and see if there's anything to it. But regardless, even without the major and the minor, there's a ton of information, valuable information that's available there. If you want to check it out, I'll include a link in the video description. I think you have to provide an email address to access it, but well worth it. And the nearest tide location for this area is at the Wrigley's. And I can tell you from having fished this place, the tide's a couple hours past the Wrigley's here. You wouldn't think it would be, it's so close. But it's a couple hours later. We're definitely going to bottom out at some point here. Oh, and by the way, today's strike score was a 6 out of 10. So I guess better than average, but not as good as you might hope. I know one thing, no matter what the strike score, you got a better chance of catching them out here than you do sitting on your couch. So fish any day you can. Oh, there we go. All right, we're gonna land him or not? He doesn't feel as big as the one we lost. No, he's not as big as the one we lost, but he's a good take-homer. If we can get him. All right, there we go. All right. All right, about a 15-inch fish. Well, that was a sight for sore eyes. That's the first speckled trout I've caught since the big freeze. I was out of town for a while after the freeze, and the only trip I've done since then was a soccer lake trip. I know we had a big kill on speckled trout, redfish, and a bunch of other fish. It's good to see there's still some around. Been getting some good reports, so I'm not surprised, but still good to run across some. Oh, good hit, missed him. So those are always a good sign. When you see a loon, it doesn't guarantee you're gonna catch fish, but it means at least that there's some bait in the area. And there's actually another loon past it. There's two of them. They wouldn't be here if there was no bait. This is a little bit early for the trestle to be turning on. I mean, some winters it stays good throughout the entire winter, but that typically isn't the case when you have some severe weather like we had. It's definitely good to see, because the fishing will be great here until those fish move out to spawn. You can catch trout here literally until the first or second week of June. Definitely important, especially water temps in the 50s, to get that bait down to the bottom. Gotta fish patiently here. Make sure you get back to the bottom after every hop as well. And water depth here is 12 feet. It gets shallower as you move to the south shore. I may make a run down there at some point. Oh, there we go. There's one. He feels keeper size, but not like the first one we lost. He's got it deep too. He should be in the boat. There we go. All right. All right, there we go. Good solid 15-inch fish. Perfect. On the Zimmer swimmer. Oh, there we go. There's a trout. Oh, he's barely hooked. Might not get to see him. Nope, we got him. There we go. Not the big ones I was hoping to catch, but good eaters. Oh, he pooped all over my boat. That's quite rude. Yeah, he wasn't getting off. Hooked well. So normally when you fish these bridges, you can make repeated casts to the same area where you caught a fish, and you can usually pick up more. But I've tried that today to no avail. They've all been one-hit wonders. So I do have some plans for these speckled trout that I'm taking home. My wife and I went to Costa Rica a couple weeks ago and ate tons of ceviche while we were there. Not something I typically make, but I'm gonna make it with these speckled trout. I know it's a good fish to do it with. So stay tuned to the end of the video, see how that turns out. Oh, there we go. There we go. Ah, that feels like a better fish. Try not to horse him so we don't lose him. Oh yeah, it's a good fish, real good one. Oh, come on, dude. All right, that's a real good trout. That's a real good speckled trout. I mean, obviously you catch some bigger than that, but that's what you hope to catch out here. About, you know, 2, maybe a little over 2. All right, the Zimmer Swimmer's served me well, but it's past its prime, so I'm gonna change it out. It's the only bad thing about a death grip jig head is getting the baits off. All right, we got that one. They hold on to those baits, which is one of the main reasons I absolutely love this jig head. All right, there we go. Fresh Zimmer Swimmer. It's the California 420 color, which I love at this bridge. My buddy Justin Bowles is trailing me right there. Looks like he's got a fish on. He's got our mutual friend John McQueen with him. Looks like he foul hooked that one. Such a beautiful day. How many February days are this nice? Oh, just missed one. Dadgummit. What you want to do? You want to race? So you want to race? How are you? Did you fish 11 down there? Or you fish a track? 4 bites? What'd you catch up here? 4? I'm throwing a California 420 Zimmer Swimmer. I got some if you want some. Okay. Oh, there we go. That was a good hit. Stay hooked up there, buddy. Ooh, you're a little saucy. This fish, he's got some spunk. Oh, he's foul hooked, that's why. Well, he's kind of hooked in the mouth area. Oh, look how pretty this fish is in this beautiful water. Man, he's hooked in the mouth. Look how pretty that fish is, just a beautiful color. Looks like a freshwater speckled trout. When you catch them up in the marsh in that fresher water, they get dark like that. Beautiful, beautiful fish. And that was a good hard thump. All right, so glad I came out here today. Just coming to check. My 2 favorite baits out here, this California 420 Zimmer Swimmer and a Green Hornet Matrix Shad. I just love both these baits. And that Green Hornet, you know, I fish it a ton in the marsh. Not a lot of people fish it at this bridge, and it's definitely my favorite color. I also often throw a Holy Jolly when the water gets super, super clear. It's clear today, but it's not like, oh goodness, I missed him. It's not like, oh, he hit it again. It's not like crazy clear. Sometimes it just gets like gin, just crazy, crazy clear. You can see 5 feet down with no problem. Man, that was 2 good bites on that cast. Nothing to show for it. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a pretty trout. Keeper. Well, we gotta check him. I'm pretty sure he's a keeper. We're gonna check him. Just to make sure. You can tell these fish are feeding. They all keep pooping in the boat. Oh yeah, he's a 14-incher. So our tide is definitely petering, and what I'm noticing is these fish are pulling off the pilings. Not uncommon. They tuck in tight when that tide is really rolling. When it gets more diffused, they can kind of pull back out. There we go. That feels like it might be a foul hook fish. Fighting super weird. Nope, hooked in the mouth. Hooked in the mouth. Come on, dude. All right, another beautiful speckled trout. This dude's bigger than I like to keep. I'm gonna tag him and let him go. There we go. Come on, dude, stay buttoned up. He's got an opinion too. Look at this guy. He's got a definite opinion. And it doesn't match mine. Oh goodness, he's barely hooked. But he's captured. Nah, he's hooked better than I thought he was. All right, good eater. This is what you're not supposed to do. Troll between where I'm casting and the bridge. Super discourteous. That is one of the negatives to fishing out here. You do have to deal with a whole lot of people. Very, very popular area to fish, of course. Super convenient, and it holds a lot of fish, so why would it not be? Plenty of fish to go around. Just got to treat your fellow angler with respect. I usually try and get on sections of the bridge that don't have a lot of people. I'd rather catch fewer fish by myself than have to fight the crowds. When I started up here this morning, there's only one other boat north of me, but they've all moved in. I'm not sticking around long anyway. This tide is definitely petering out, and the bite is slowing down. And look at this, it is 9:59. According to that chart, things are supposed to really get bad around 10 a.m. So is it a coincidence or is there something to it? I don't know, but the bite has slowed down. It's supposed to pick back up midday, but I'll be back at home by then. This place is, it's about a 30-minute truck ride from my house and maybe another, I don't know, I'm gonna say 20-minute boat ride. So it's real close, real convenient for me. Just come here and spend a morning fishing, particularly when it's this nice. and then get home and still have the afternoon to get some work done. All right, great morning trip here at the Trestle. The bite kind of petered out, not surprisingly based on that chart, but still just a fantastic morning. Some really, really nice trout. You know, over here you can catch some 5 and 6 pounders. They're not common at all, but they do occur. Didn't catch anything close to that today, but some really, really solid fish. Only had a measure 1 and it was 14 inches. So no throwbacks, just some really, really good wintertime speckled trout. So glad to see these guys here. So glad they survived that Arctic blast that we had a couple weeks ago. Bait of the day, obviously, is California 420 Zimmer Swimmer on a 3/8 ounce death grip jig head. Just love this bait out here. As I mentioned, this and the Green Hornet Matrix Shad are my 2 go-tos. Doesn't mean I don't ever throw anything else. That's certainly not the case. But I'll always have these in my tackle box along with me when I come out here. Now today I used a 17-pound mono leader because this water's not crystal clear. Sometimes it gets crystal out here and you've got to go with fluoro. I just despise fluorocarbon. I hate it. But when it's necessary, I'll definitely switch to it. So you certainly want to bring that along with you. If you're not getting bites, try using a fluoro leader if the water's super clear, or if you have really, really bluebird, bright skies, you might need to go down to that fluorocarbon. And a good rod, just so critical. I talk about it all the time. This is an Okuma X series. Absolutely love this rod. It's my favorite rod I've ever fished with. This is a medium power rod. Now, if you wanted to use a medium heavy, I wouldn't fault you for that. That's what I used to do. That was my go-to. What I find though with the medium heavy, fish have an easier time throwing that bait, particularly with throwing a heavy jig head like a 3/8 ounce. Your rod just doesn't have a whole lot of flex, a whole lot of give. So I dropped down to medium, definitely happy with that. Still, obviously, you're gonna lose a few fish. It's always gonna happen, but definitely like a medium power rod. This is a 7-foot X series, just, oh, it's a pricey rod, believe me, it's not cheap, but man, worth every penny. All right, I'm gonna head home and I'm gonna make some ceviche with these speckled trout. This will be the first time I've ever made it. Obviously, I ate it a whole lot in Costa Rica, really, really loved it. So I'm gonna show you how to do it and we'll discover together whether or not my ceviche is as good as what I ate in Costa Rica. We'll find out. All right, I love to do catch and cooks, and that's what I'm calling today's, but actually it's not a cook. Ceviche, if you don't know, if you've never had it, uses lime juice to cook the fish. You don't actually put it over heat at all, and that's a big part of what really gives it its fresh and kind of really clean taste. If you're squeamish about eating raw fish, don't worry about it. The lime juice does all the action of the heat, even turns it opaque. And let me tell you, once you taste ceviche, you're definitely gonna do it yourself. You're gonna love it. It is fantastic. All right, let me show you what ingredients I'm putting in mine. All right, first off, absolutely key is lime juice. That's what cooks the fish. It gives ceviche kind of its tart and sweet flavor. It is, man, it's just so good. Next up, I'm gonna put some tomatoes in mine. You don't necessarily have to do that. If you're not a tomato person, you can leave those out, certainly. Definitely always want to put some red onion in there. You have just regular yellow or white onion, that'll work. Red onion's probably just a little bit better for eating raw. And I'm gonna add a little bit of jalapeno in mine. Not a ton, I don't want it to be super spicy. I am gonna remove the seeds and the pulp from the middle, so that kind of really cuts down on the spice, but I do like just that little bit of heat from the jalapeno. Then I'm gonna add some cucumber as well. I'm gonna go ahead and peel that, and then I'm gonna add some cilantro. All right, first step, we're gonna cut these limes and add the lime juice. Hopefully I have enough limes. I got 6. I think it should be enough. If not, I do have some lemons in my fridge. I could add a little bit of lemon juice. Oh, you do also want to add salt and pepper to this. I didn't include that in my list of ingredients, but that's something you definitely want to include. If you have one of those citrus squeezers, that would definitely make life a whole lot easier. I don't have one, so I got to squeeze these by hand. Maybe if I end up making a lot of ceviche over the years, I'll have to invest in one. And there is a reason I'm squeezing the limes first. I'm gonna cut the onions and let those soak a little bit in the lime while I'm getting everything else ready. It kind of sweetens up the onions a little bit. Okay, we got our lime juice squeezed into our bowl. Go ahead and cut this onion. By the way, I've seen something online to where if you put oil on your knife blade when you cut an onion, it won't make you cry. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm gonna try it. All right, here we go. We got some oil on our knife blade, now we're cutting our onion. Now I debated throwing this into a food processor, but I didn't want it to kind of make the liquid that you get in a food processor, so I am gonna slice it. All right, here we go. Put our onion into the lime, and I can tell you, it did not affect my eyes. I like the oil technique, I think it works. Now I'm not sure if that's gonna ultimately be enough onion. We'll have to see as we move along, but I'm gonna put some salt in here to help it kind of react with that lime juice. There we go. Okay, next thing I think I'm gonna put in is the fish. So again, let that start reacting with that lime juice. It does take about an hour. You have to kind of let it sit in the fridge for about an hour before you eat it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that process started with the fish. Now, from what I read doing research to make this stuff, it's very, very important that you clean your fish really well. I mean, if you've ever cleaned fish, you know, you're cutting through guts, you're getting poop on the fish and stuff. I always rinse my fish really, really well when I clean them, but I just gave them another rinse just to be totally sure. And then I also dried them with a paper towel. Now I'm going with 2 trout fillets. That may not be enough. I may have to add more fish. I just don't want to overpower it and put way too much fish in there relative to the other ingredients. I just kind of want to take baby steps. So I'm gonna start with these 2 trout fillets. I want to cut them into about 1/2 to 3/4 inch pieces. And one of the great things about speckled trout for this is it does not have a significant bloodline. If I were doing redfish, I would definitely cut that bloodline out. I'm actually going a little bit smaller with these pieces. Maybe about 1/4 inch. Now, I've historically been a little bit squeamish about eating raw fish. To me, raw fish is bait, not food. My wife loves it. She eats a lot of sushi. But the enzymatic process of the lime juice, the way it acts on these fish, essentially does cook it. And you can see right now, the trout fillets or the trout cubes are definitely kind of translucent. That won't be the case when we go to eat it. They're gonna be opaque. All right, we'll mix that in there. Let the lime juice begin to work its magic. All right, now we'll add a few cherry tomatoes and some jalapeno. Once again, I'm gonna take the seeds and the pulp out of there. I don't want the heat. And that's where the heat is. And jalapeno is one of those things that I find to be great variants between peppers. Like some of them are super spicy and some of them are not. So I'm not gonna add a ton. I can add more later, obviously. All right, now some cucumber. I went ahead and peeled this. I prefer my cucumbers peeled. If you like the skin, leave it on. All right, look at that. It's really looking good. Looking forward to eating this. Fortunately, I gotta wait an hour. Got one more ingredient to add, and that's the cilantro. Oh man, it smells good. Yeah, this is gonna be really, really delicious. You can see how colorful that is. It's beautiful. Definitely appealing to the eyes. We'll see how it tastes. Last thing I gotta add, I'm gonna put a little more salt and some pepper. I can already see my fish turning white. 60 minutes from now, it should all be white. That's gonna be the hardest part, just waiting. Gotta wait an hour. All right, I'm gonna clean up this mess. Set a timer for an hour. I'll be back to see how our ceviche turned out.
1 hour later.
All right, here we go. Looks perfect. The fish is now white. It's lost that kind of translucence. And man, it smells really, really good. All right, time to go in for a sample. I got some crackers here. Now, the way they serve this in Costa Rica, they take green plantains, they smash them and fry them. I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna go ahead and eat it on a cracker. But that is definitely a good way to do it. You'd have to look it up online to see how to do it. It's a little bit of a process. You actually end up frying the plantains twice. Let's see how this is. Got to get a little tomato in there. All right, here we go. It's amazing how the fish gets kind of that mouthfeel of cooked fish. It doesn't feel or taste like raw fish at all. Really, really good. Really fresh taste. Obviously with the raw onions, with the cilantro, the tomato, cucumber, jalapeno. Now I will say this. I'm probably gonna add a little bit of jalapeno to it. It could use a little bit more heat, but it's delicious. Everybody who tries this will like it, believe me. All right, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Such a blast putting it together. That trestle bite, I mean, it's gonna be going on for the next few months, not weeks, months. It should be absolutely great. Actually, it should only get better. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the Marshman Masson channel on YouTube. And until next time, if we don't see you in the marsh, we'll see you right here on Marshman Masson.